Hi everyone, I'm Jane Ferrano. Thanks for joining me today. I want to take a minute and just talk to you for a second on respect. Respect amongst our children is a major problem in America today, really and across the world. It's something that needs to be addressed and addressed very strongly because there's been a shift in the way we parent our children. You know, I can't even tell you how many people say to me, if I ever talked to my parents the way my children talk to me, I would have been slapped silly. It is funny how most people say that, but they don't really understand the disconnect of how come I can't seem to get that out of my children. Why do my children talk to me the way that they do? Why do my children disrespect me so much? I want to talk to you a little bit about why that is. There's a couple of things that I want to be really clear about. The first is, you've ever heard the saying, people treat you how you allow them to treat you? Well, believe it or not, this is a direct result of with our children also. Our children treat us how we really allow them to treat us. And you think, well, no, that's not true. I don't allow my children to treat me badly. They just do. Well, no, if you really think about it, the truth of the matter is they are allowed to do it. Because there are certain things that you become really clear about, that you have your lines in the sand drawn on. There are certain things that every parent has that is just totally unacceptable. And they will take whatever actions that they need to take to not allow their children to do certain things. Like any parent is not going to sit back and let their little child run across the street and just get hit and say, well, guess they'll learn their lesson. See, you've driven the line in the sand on that one. Now, that makes common sense to most people, but the truth of the matter is, some of the ways that we let our children behave is no different than letting them run across the street and not paying any attention or stopping them. When our children are disrespecting us and we allow it to happen, it is a pattern that now starts existing. It's something that they do, we react in whatever way that we do. They do it again, we react in the same way, and it's a cycle that goes on. And as the child gets older, it just escalates and gets worse and worse until the point has come with most families in America now that they just do not know how to control their children in the disrespect. It can be fixed at any given time, but the mistake I think everybody makes, it's not about fixing the child. We all think that we need to send our child away. If only I could get somebody to control my child. If only I could have somebody teach my child. It's not about teaching your child. Hear me. It's not about teaching your child. It's about teaching you. Because see, once you understand that you as the parent have all the power, you have all of the control, they do not. Once you take that power and you take that control and you use it to your best abilities, it's a game changer. Let me point out to you what I mean. If you became really clear in your mind that from now on, my children are not going to speak to me in a certain way. I don't care if they're 3 years old or 7 years old or 15 years old. Once we become really clear in our mind about what we're going to accept and what we're not going to accept from another person's behavior, it becomes a game changer. Because now, it no longer becomes acceptable. But you got to be really clear in your mind about what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. Does this make sense? A few years ago, well, for me now, a long time ago, quite a few years ago, I became really clear on what I wanted my family life to be like. I wanted peace. I did not want children talking back to me, and I became really clear about it. And I remember thinking when my children were very little, at 2 years old, that if they talked back to me, there was a consequence, even if it was sitting in a chair for a minute, 2 minutes at 2 years old. See, they did start doing timeouts when they were really young, because I wanted to teach them that if you do this, this is what's going to happen. I wanted them to know with 100% accuracy that if they crossed the line, this was what's going to happen. And that is why timeouts work. And you really, if you don't know how to do timeouts, you need to spend some time learning the proper way and to do them exactly how you're supposed to do them. Not kind of come up with your own version of timeouts, because that's what most people do. But you have to demand respect. But to demand respect, you have to give respect. You have to be respectful. You have to practice what you preach. You can't tell them to respect you, but then show them disrespect. Does this make sense? So if you're yelling and screaming and acting badly yourself when they have bad behavior, you're teaching them that it is okay for you to act badly when you're frustrated. See, it's all about self-control, and it's all about parents teaching self-control by using self-control. If you can't control yourself and your behavior, how do you ever expect them to control themselves? This is something I would really like you to take a minute and think about. You can't just say, I want respect. You have to earn and deserve respect. And you get that by teaching respect with your own behavior. See, I surround myself with people that treat me well because I always treat others well. I don't talk disrespectfully to my children. I don't talk disrespectfully to my husband. And I don't just talk disrespectfully to coworkers, friends, or anyone. I have had to train myself to speak respectfully to people. It doesn't mean I'm a doormat by any means. Ask anyone that knows me. That's okay to stand up for what you believe is right, but you can always do it respectfully. You don't have to make somebody feel bad about themselves. You don't have to belittle anybody to get respect. Respect is earned. Respect is what you show. So keep this in mind, people. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. And that includes your children. So think about it. Get respect by giving respect. Teach your children by your own behavior how you would like them to behave to you. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.